1, 2, 3. So we didn't get Lydia out of Viacom House.
No. We have to wait. We've been waiting really since the beginning of 5A.
Well, yeah. Really, yeah. We've been waiting almost a solid year to get Lydia out of Viacom House.
Save her.
Oh god.
But like the timelines are all caught up now, yes?
The timelines are completely caught up now. This is the episode in which they merged, so there are no more things unaccounted for. Everything, we are now going back into, we have no idea where we're going. So Haley, you were saying in the live watch video that you slightly object to the fact that Lydia is like a special banshee.
I just don't understand why she's a special banshee.
I mean, Lydia hasn't learned how to use her powers yet.
Is that what makes her special? Because I feel like it would be more special if she was particularly good at harnessing her power.
Well, I think it's that she has more power. So she wasn't trained, and she also got her powers earlier than she was supposed to, because there was that scene with her grandmother's quote unquote ashes, but apparently were not her grandmother's ashes. So like, I don't know if her grandma's really dead or whatever. But there was that boathouse scene about how she was supposed to spread the ashes on her 18th birthday. So unless her grandmother knew everything that was going to happen to Scott and whatever, I had been under the impression that Lydia's powers weren't supposed to kick in until she was 18. But what Peter did by biting her was jumpstart her banshee powers, just like Kira jumpstarted the No Gitsune when Styles was possessed. So Lydia has this sort of like exceptional power. I think that's part of the reason she has trouble controlling it, because there's more power in her than a normal banshee would have. So Deaton can recognize that, and Valack can recognize that, which is why Valack's all like, well, when I drill into your head, it'll work this time.
Great.
And I'm like, why don't we not take that chance?
Also, can we talk about the fact that, like, he had one of the Dread Doctor helmets and, like,
randomly
put it on, like,
like, I mean, as much as that lady needed to go,
I don't like her, but
that was not cool.
I don't know if that means that Valack
you said that meant that he
created.
made them.
If he has this helmet, I don't know if like that's like he created the Dread Doctors, or if he.
I mean,
like
he wrote
if
the book.
He wrote the book.
And somebody
to warn them that someone was coming.
He wrote the book and was a big enough fanboy that he made his own cosplay helmet.
Yeah, that has like claws and apparently kills whoever inside. Was he, with his third eye, a creation of the Dread Doctors? And maybe the helmet is something that he took like from a fourth Dread Doctor that used to exist that got defeated? Or did Valack help create the Dread Doctors? Because they're all into human experimentation and they probably all like joined a club. And then we had Malia in this episode who was, she was learning to be helpful. She was learning. It's a process. But she's come so far. The parallel from the beginning of season 4 of why do we need to wait for Lydia if she's a wounded creature, we leave her for dead, to we're doing this for Lydia, we're doing this for our friend, and you're gonna do it, and you're gonna do it right, and we're all gonna succeed, because if not, she's gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of her.
I love Kira though.
I love Kira.
But I'm concerned about her because what's going to happen to her?
That's true. And they put out the gif of Kira with the skull flashes briefly over her face when she's sucking the power out.
Oh.
And Steven on the MTV Teen Wolf Tumblr was all like, you'll see what that's about. But it's not explained in this episode, so I'm sort of like, what does that mean? What does it mean that a skull flashed up over her face? Is that just because it's like, oh, electrocution, yay, it'd be fun if we just flashed a skull over her face. Little X-ray graphic. Or is that like something to do with the giant fox spirit that's vying for control inside of her and she's feeding it electricity, and is that not going to be good? what's gonna happen next episode? Please don't kill Kira. We had Liam. I'm sorry.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Tap into that anger issue you have.
That was so very Joker though.
To be quite fair though, I am so glad that Teen Wolf hasn't forgotten that he has an actual condition.
Yeah.
Because every now and then I get really worried because it hasn't been addressed in a while, and I'm like, guys, we realize that like he has like an actual condition, right?
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh yeah, let's only like as a werewolf, like it can be used for constructive purposes like this, which I guess gives him some sort of like solace and control over it. And I'm like, for the most part, I'm like really happy with the way that that's been dealt with Liam. It's not like, oh, he had this and then he turned into a werewolf and now he learned to control his werewolf powers and he's completely fine.
Yeah.
Like he's still an angry little boy.
Big boy.
Who they were attacking with laser prods unnecessarily.
Right? Like
No,
well, I guess those aren't security guards. So those people are like employed by Eichenhaus. So I was just saying, where do I direct my hate? Like they're not deputies. They're like, I think Eichenhaus does background checks for the explicit purpose of making sure that you are an awful human being.
Yeah, basically they look for like the
Yeah.
worst old white males they can find, and then they're like, yo.
Or ginger women.
Yeah, I don't know what that's
Or
about.
Morel. Where did Morel go? Does she still work at Eichenhaus? Did she peace out? I do think that they've made enough of a point to say that the Beast is a teenager.
Can we talk about the fact that like if your foot like
Okay, right. This reminds me. I saw this thing that there was an interview with Jeff and the creators of the show and stuff. He doesn't. I should use he. We don't know who the Beast is. The person underneath the Beast does not morph into the Beast, but sort of how the Beast is like shadowy. The Beast. The idea is that the Beast sort of forms around them.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
when the person morphed back, they don't pull a Parrish. They're still wearing their clothes.
So Parrish has burned a lot.
that
of
sounds
clothes.
fake, but okay.
I don't know. We'll find out when we figure out
How
who
many
the Beast
uniforms
is.
has Parrish?
So many.
They must
many.
realize that.
Can we just have a moment appreciation for Mama Call's like black scrubs?
The
We
black
all
scrubs.
really loved
They
those.
were so classy.
With
so
that, with
classy.
her black hair, like, ooh.
Melissa
And they
was
were
styling.
tight too.
She
They
was
weren't,
running, but she was
big.
like, I've gotten to a point in my life where I realized that there
If
is
I'm
no
gonna
free
die, I
time.
might as well be
There is no
fashionable.
free time. Your life is always on the line. As well, look fabulous
It looks
all the
fabulous.
time.
Also, the whole fact where she's like, yeah, I don't care if you're a werewolf. Like, you touch my son, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
You're going in this bag.
You're going in this bag for
That was
good.
great. Deucalion, like, I'm
snarky.
obviously I'm very upset with him that he wants Scott dead.
I'm very upset about
Because that doesn't make any sense to me because
That's
it's not
very-
Scott's fault.
Very misplaced anger.
But also, I'm so glad he's back. Deucalion is like one of my top 5 villains. Okay, so we have a pretty heavy conversation with him and Hayden about those talents.
Ah.
How are we feeling about Deucalion
They
telling
all
the truth?
die.
On a scale of 1 to 100, 100 being the most truthful Deucalion can be, and 0 being
100.
pulling that out of his ass.
But like, he's like, let me go, and I'll tell you a secret, and then proceeded to
tell
her
the secret
without being let go.
I'm really interested to see where Hayden's loyalty then falls, because if
Where
she
does
does
Hayden's
believe
loyalty
that,
ever fall?
is she like, oh, he dies, I don't have a chimera psychopath threatening my life for lying to him and keeping things from him anymore, and I can go join Scott's pack? Or does she tell Theo or try and stop him from doing it because she doesn't want Theo to die because Theo saved her? See, I'm conflicted because like I don't want, like, Theo needs to go, but I don't want Cody Christian to go. So I'm like, maybe let's not kill him. Maybe let's just half-heartedly write him off like we did with Kate and Gerard originally and Deucalion, and we were like, bye.
Bye.
I
You can
mean,
come back.
you can't really do that because Theo's like crossed a line. Theo's done too much.
Yeah.
He's shot Malia
personally
and
to the pack.
killed
too.
Scott, who still hasn't healed.
Scott.
So Theo needs to go, but like, I don't want to say goodbye to Cody. So Theo and the pack and his pack are still going to be instrumental in the next episode. Presumably they're taking Lydia like underneath Icon House into more Mountain Ash. You know what the horrible thing was just there? I couldn't remember what Mountain Ash was, so I had to do the Gerard shake my fist and scream it in his head to remember that it was Mountain Ash. They're taking her into more Mountain Ash protected areas, so the Chimera pack is going to have to go find her. And Styles, which means I get more Styles Theo, which means Brittany is a happy camper.
But Styles is going into more danger.
Which does bring us to the end of the promo for next week, which is someone carrying a body. So
female body?
But the thing is, just because someone's being carried doesn't mean that body is dead. Which is why I'm not.
You don't know this from the OC.
But like visually though, it looks very like his dream.
Yeah, no, it's very like, oh.
So I'm concerned.
For all we know, that's Parrish or Scott like victoriously walking through the fog with Lydia's body because they're finally leaving. And she's unconscious because, you know what? You know what? She has a hole drilled in her head. Yeah, she's unconscious. Any last thoughts?
Lydia, get her out.
Save her. Didn't we say that at the beginning of this episode?
Yeah, we're bookending it to make it more potent.
I love bookends.
Get Lydia out. Get Lydia out.
Yep.
Out. O-U-T. Gone. Goodbye.
G-O-N-E.
Gone. So that's it for this week, and we will see you next Tuesday for more Teen Wolf.
Ow!